Hello, my name is Robert Willard, and I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm also a Toltec. That is, I'm a student of the Toltec traditions. What I'm offering is a series of lectures on things that bring the Toltec world together with the world of clinical psychology, where there are ways of looking at change in ways that are practical and effective, and they're also fairly specific for creating change in a rather short period of time. That is, it's not a long-term investment before you get the results, and I think that's very important. So change is what I see that overlaps here. Each of these worlds has a way it sees how things work, what makes things go tick and what makes things not go tick. So what I'd like to suggest is that by bringing these two philosophies together, there's an actual way that is probably more effective in many ways than either one alone. So as a psychologist and as a Toltec, this is what I'm offering here.
So, Robert, you've been a clinical psychologist, a PhD psychologist for over 20 years.
Yeah.
What draws you to the Toltecs?
I was very fortunate that the first time I met a Toltec group was on the day that they were finishing up their one-year apprenticeship. And this group of about 8 or 9 people, and they were so excited. They were so, you could see the sparkle in their eyes. You could feel that they were calm and yet lots of energy, and you could just, it was so spectacular. So I just happened to run into them at a friend's house, and I said, whatever they're doing, that's what I want to do. And it took a while after that, maybe 2 years before I actually met Heather Ash, who became my teacher when she moved from California to Texas and started offering these classes, apprenticeship. And I was so touched that within probably 3 months of beginning this work with her, I had a major heart opening, is what we would call in the energetic traditions, the chakras. And it just changed my world so profoundly beyond my mind and my intellect. And it helped me integrate parts of me that were, let's just say, they weren't coming all together the way I wanted them to. And this structure that the Toltecs gave me provided a way to do that. And that's been about 3 years ago, a little over, and it's just not been the same since then. So as I've deepened my practice, I've really wanted to move into assisting others along the way, and also learning to present more of how I can help other people move along their path. So it's gotten to the point now where I feel qualified that I can actually give lectures and help people as a certified Spirit Weaver's teacher in the Eagle Knight tradition under Heather Ash, my teacher. And she is in the lineage of Don Miguel Ruiz, her teacher, who also wrote the Four Agreements, a very popular book many of you have heard of.
So, Robert, how can people access the work you're doing? Like, I understand you're doing some lectures and then establishing some classes. Maybe you could share how people could get, what the format of how they could approach this material.
Sure. I'm offering a series of lectures on Thursday evenings all of September this year. And it's going to be an opportunity for me to explain to people this, and in particular the focus is on the overlap between psychology and the Toltec philosophy. And it's meant to be very practical and more or less short term, so people can get a feel for, is this something that's working for them? Is this something that intrigues them and they want to know more about it? Or is this something that they can say, well, that's okay, but it's not really what I'm interested in. So this series of talks will be about explaining more clearly why these benefits that I have found in this overlap are really available. And then in October I'm going to begin a group called Spirit Weavers, the initial apprenticeship, which goes for 6 months on a monthly schedule of the big meetings with work in between, which brings people in that short time from it gives you an understanding of what the Toltec philosophy is. It grounds you in that philosophy and gets it really practical for you. And then it gives you a chance to work through some of your blockages. So we call this the mastery of awareness, because the point is until you're aware of how things are and how things are not working, then it's difficult to know what to do about it. So in the Toltec tradition, we begin with the mastery of awareness, and this 6-month course is designed to provide a solid foundation in that. Later on, the next step is the mastery of transformation, which is once you've seen things more clearly. For example, if you've seen the movie The Matrix, then you know that there's this image here of a world out there that's not real. That's an image we work with very closely in the Toltec group. I've heard many people say that The Matrix is one of the best examples of what a Toltec does and how they look at the world. So this mastery of transformation is about actually going from understanding what's happening to doing something about it, to changing it, to integrating what you're learning in a way that really helps you change your life. And then the last part, the third part of change, is the mastery of intent, also called the mastery of love, which is once you get good at changing things to be the way you want things to be with your intent and your focus, then the question is, what do I really want? What do I really want? What serves me at the deepest level? And this mastery of intent helps you sort through all the levels of things that we want and things that are important to us and put them in a way that makes sense, so we have a clear priority at all times. And then as we focus our intent, we're able to move towards those goals. And ultimately, as Don Miguel points out so clearly, the mastery of love is that ultimate intent that brings us the most satisfaction. And that's down the road. First of all, the mastery of awareness.